a long way to go still, but she's come a long way. You want me to open it? Do you want no?
She's never stood there and let me put the cinch on her, Wally.
I know.
She's always sidestepping. It's like I got to trap her against the side of the corral.
That's just it.
Oh.
Hey!
She usually doesn't give me much trouble of setting the saddle and stuff on her.
Yeah.
That kid I had messing with her for a little while before we brought her over here. He was telling me he couldn't even throw a saddle on her at first. And with me, she trusted me enough to let me set
Let
that
you
on.
in a little bit. Okay. That's the way you want her. So the rule is, you're not allowed to have anything on her head to saddle her. If she wants to move her feet and get a little worried, you just kind of go with her. You don't stop her.
Yeah.
You go with her, and then you're there for her when she stops. See, you do that with a horse a few times, and see, if you and I were going to fight, but I was just standing there like this, there would be not much of a fight, would there? So it takes two.
Yeah.
See here? Critically important to allow her to do that. She just let down. She just got the reward for being treated with a little respect. And she see her let down there a little bit.
Yeah.
So I saddled her, I cinched her, I stressed her out, I put a little pressure on her. I backed off here, and I just let her digest that. Let her have that a minute. A lot of people would say that horse is drugged. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, if you look at it that way.
I thought Austin must have punched her in the nose or the eye.
And then again with mounting, when you mount a horse, you should never mount a horse when their head comes above their withers. That's a horse telling you they're not okay, right? But you know, you're like me in the old days. What are you going to do? Get on them, you know, or you have somebody snub them, or you get on them. Well, I'd prefer to mount. I don't like mounting with these tennis shoes on. And so what I do with her is I just do a lot of mounting and dismounting and getting her okay with being mounted. And if I find a worry spot in there anywhere, well, we're going to stop right there and we're going to work on it until it goes away. So you're going to put pressure in this stirrup. Now watch your head. See, that head's come up a little, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So we're just going to make it okay here. Let her process that. She's a little worried, right? She's a little worried right here. I'm going to wait. So she just relaxes. She's got to blink or she's got to do something. She's kind of braced right now. See it?
Yeah. A little tense.
A little tense. There. She blinked her eyes and kind of looked away and she kind of let out a little air. Look at that lower lip. That lower lip loosen up.
Mm-hmm.
Most people mount and they shoot through that worried spot, and pretty soon you try to mount and they're walking off with you, and then they're skirting away from you.
Yeah.
Because you've never satisfied that worried spot. You shoot through it and you don't address it.
Cool. You rode Jackie? Wow. Wally, I'll tell you, when I'm working on the fence out in the pasture and she's around, if I could teach her how to hand me tools, she'd be
She's with you anyway.
pulling them out of my pocket, throwing my hat off. She's a nuisance with me out in the field.
She's not bolting off. She's not sidestepping. She's not worried. She's not
Prancing around.
Right. She's just kind of calm and receptive to what's going on, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not grabbing her head. I'm not grabbing her mouth. I'm not giving her a reason to know or think she's worried.
These two teeth are crooked. And so are these ones.
I'm just added weight right now.
Go to my mom.
Is your mom?
They have the best dentist
Maybe she'll
around.
take a step.
That's where yeah. They make it pretty
Coming
simple.
over here to see me. You going to see Barry?
Shot a picture
Just wandering around.
and we're done. 3 feet.
Just wait right now.
Shot picture. What?
So there's no worries here. There's no reason to get all wound up and upset about the world. Now I'm gonna let her know I'm coming off. We'll let her process that.
Flat antsy, and that's in her blood.
Well, it's in her mind too.
Yeah,
You know, she's a hot bred horse,
she is.
but she doesn't need to be a crackhead horse, right?
Her,
How is she bred, Ted?
Wally, if you saw the breeding on that horse, you would think, how in the hell did you ever end up with this horse? She, honestly, a lot of the horses in her bloodline are in Secretariat's bloodline.
Uh-huh.
And her grandfather, her father's father, was a horse named Northern Dancer.
No, Northern Dancer is very famous.
Oh, yeah. There's a book about it.
Yes.
That's her granddad?
He actually lost the Triple Crown by about this much in a photo finish. He took the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont, and then the Preakness he lost by a nose. But that's her grandfather. That isn't. That's not that far out there.
No.
Mm-mm.
You usually get the next generation. So, you know, this is where we kind of start with this mare. She doesn't need to be a crackhead. She doesn't need to be on fire. She can be soft, relaxed, responsive, and still perform.
Yeah,
Still do the moves. Still, but she'll be better.
yeah, because she's not terrified.
Right. She's not braced.
Yeah,
Can you imagine the energy a horse has to do to be braced? You try to do something with your muscles flexed the whole time and still try to perform.
yeah.
Well, you don't do very good,
No,
do you?
you don't.
Either does the
You're
horse.
spending all your energy on that tension.
Yeah, well, that's the same way a braced horse is, a reactive, herky-jerky problem horse. See, we'll just ask her to move off again.
Ted, did you hear Becky saying she needs some vet attention? Yeah, I talked to him.
Look at her let down.
Think Glenn would come over here?
What's that?
Think Glenn would come here?
Well, Glenn comes to. He would come out here. Yes.
Well, that.
Would you rather I did that?
If
Because
he,
I don't. If,
let's talk to Wally and see what he wants to do. But
Well, I would like to be able to commit to this horse, Ted, but she needs vetted.
yeah.
You know, I think we need to float her teeth. I think we need to worm her, probably get her on some antibiotics. And then I need to pour the food to her where she's not sharing with another horse.
Have you done anything with Glenn Jensen?
I haven't.
I like Glenn.
Yeah, I've heard good things, you know.
Well, he's taking good care of our animals.
Right.
Really good care of them.
Right.
When Glenn came to this area, he was working out of his basement. And nobody trusted him.
Right.
And we had him come out to the farm a
I
lot.
think he actually, didn't his wife used to work at the bank in Price?
Yeah.
She's kind of a distant cousin of mine. Now look at this mare. I'm going to let her know I'm coming off. Now that was her second ride probably in her life where she hasn't been up.